Listen, we have to be serious, okay? It's not my fault your mom checking the mailbox when there's no mail today. Yo, listen. It is a Floyd and Melanie show, and today is January 1st, 2024, and we're going to talk about a few topics today. Like I said, my beautiful wife and I decided to start a podcast, you know what I'm saying? Just talk about everyday life, you know what I'm saying? So, Melanie, what's going on?
It's a new year, 2024. Welcome. You know, we just expect to make bigger and better things this year.
Yeah, no doubt. And what you sipping on over there?
Just some rum and Coke.
What type of rum?
Jamaican rum and Pepsi.
Jamaican rum. You hear that, people? Yeah, I'm Jamaican, but my wife is Puerto Rican, but you know she loves that Jamaican white rum and Pepsi. Because guess what? When you sip on it, it does give you a nice vibes. You know me, I say? And you can see the light. But listen, Melanie, what's up on the ring camera? I saw your mom going to the mailbox, really.
Listen, I really don't know. She knows that today is January 1st. There is no mail coming today. Why is she walking to the mailbox as if she's going to get some mail today?
Boy, I may tell us, I don't know, but your mother get old still, so you just never know, so if at old age, I get to her brain, you know?
Maybe. I think she wrapped that scarf around a little too tight.
Oh, Lord. I hope she don't hear this podcast. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, some crazy things going on, you know, in this world today. So we just have to, you know, remain vigilant and, you know, protect ourselves on an everyday basis. And, you know, don't worry about what people say about you. You know what I'm saying? What people think about you. Just get up every day and do what you got to do to provide for your family. You know what I'm saying? Your wife and kids. And that's all that matters in, you know, in today's society. You know what I'm saying?
And stay safe.
That's all we got to do is stay safe. Like I said, we're going to have a lot of guests on the show in the upcoming future. But like I said, today is just the first, with Jamaican, what I say, like first sample of the podcast that we're going to talk about on a daily basis.
Like
we might start off like on Friday and Saturday, you know, because my wife and I, you know, we both work. And, but, you know, depending on how the audience and everything, you know, if we could do it more during the week, we will do it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're going to have a lot of, you know, guests coming on and, you know, just chilling, talking, sipping some Jamaican rum and Pepsi and talking about everyday life. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, but it's been a wonderful New Year so far. I made the family dinner as usual because I cook like 95% of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Holidays are just mine.
Yeah. Today I made some nice hot wings and Velveeta macaroni and cheese, you know? Put a smile on my kids' face on a daily basis when I cook for them, you know?
I guess I should just correct that. Thanksgiving and Christmas are just mine. You have the rest of the holidays.
Yeah, so what about the 14th of February?
You cook.
What about breakfast?
Yeah, I do breakfast. I do like pancakes and bacon and all that stuff. Yeah. I do, you know, about 95% of the breakfast, I would have to say.
That's it? 95%? You couldn't do 100%?
Nope.
Why not?
Because on my birthday, you got to cook me breakfast.
Oh, Lord.
And on our anniversary, you have to cook me breakfast too.
You see, it's all about happy wife, happy life. That's what I tell a lot of guys out there, man. Like, listen, just make sure that you do what you can do to make your wife happy. You know what I say? And whatever you can do, you do it. Because that's your job, you know, to make sure your wife is happy, to make sure that your kids are happy. You put food on your kids' table so they could eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, so Melanie, tell us or tell the audience a little about yourself, you know, your nationality, where you grew up and stuff like that.
Oh man, I was born and raised in New Britain, Connecticut. My parents are from Puerto Rico, but I was born and raised there. I am probably as white as snow, so you would never think I'm Hispanic, but yes, once you hear me speak Spanish, you're like, wow.
Yeah, and how long you live in Georgia now?
Oh, what, like 10 years now?
10 years?
Yeah, I mean, I got to give God thanks because I love it down here. Yeah, Connecticut's home, but I love it here because this is definitely my home.
Yeah. An audience from here me talk, you know, some is a Jamaican, straight from Westmoreland. Yeah. If any Jamaican listen to the podcast right now, if you don't know Grangeville, Negril, I'm from that area. You understand? Straight from Paul Island with the key and piece them there. Yeah. And I came to the US when I was about 15 years old. And I've been here now for about, what, 25 years? So if you do the math, I'm what, 41?
Yep.
You know, but it's really a blessing, you know, coming to the States, starting a life, you know, finding my beautiful wife and have a family, you know, because this is a land of opportunity. And once you have your mind right and you stay focused, you stay out of trouble,
Yep.
you could achieve in the US whatever you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? And I tell a lot of people trying to say, oh, it's rough, man. Listen, everywhere is rough.
It don't matter
Jamaica
where
is
you
rough.
go.
Trinidad rough. I have a lot of Guyanese friends. Guyanese rough. Haiti rough.
Puerto Rico.
Everywhere rough. Dominican Republic, you know? So everybody just gotta stay focused. I have a lot of Colombian friends too. And Colombia, rough. See him so. But yo, we have to just stay focused.
Even our Venezuelan friends.
Yeah. They said Venezuela rough too, you know, but I say go. Like you come here and you have to just stay focused, stay out of trouble, you know, get a job and just, you know, work and try to achieve what you need to achieve, you know, because when you come to America, the sky is the limit, you know. You have to
Yeah.
just achieve and work hard and you can like I said, achieve anything you want to achieve, you know. But that's
Exactly.
how life set. And like I said, my wife and I have 4 kids, 4 boys, you know, ages 22, 17, 13, and the little one birthday just passed on the 23rd of December. Yeah, him turned 8. Tell her some more about 4 more, but she said no.
Oh, yeah, right.
She said no, we all know. We know
I'm
we are
too
40.
old for that.
We are 40-year-old, but yeah, I say go still, but you know me, I say about everybody out there that listen to this podcast right now, just stay focused in life, man. Stay focused.
That's right.
And it's a new year. A lot of people like to have a New Year's resolution. You know, they want to go to the gym. They want to eat. They want to become healthy. I'm not going to say all lose weight, you know, because the key word is not really losing weight. It's
Yep.
just staying healthy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just eat right, exercise a few times a week. You know, me has to drink a lot of water, green juice, fruit juice, and all of these things. And, you know,
Exactly.
stay healthy because health is wealth.
Yep.
Because you can be wealthy and you ain't got no health, and guess what? You can't enjoy that wealth.
Nope. Because
'Cause
that money is not going to make you any better. It's not going to, you know, keep you alive for a long period of time. But once in a blue moon, you know, rum and Coke is good, or rum and Pepsi.
Yeah, that's what we're drinking right now. And like there was a quote from did I say quote right? Because my Jamaican, you know.
Yes, quote.
Okay, good. There's a quote from a famous actor, Denzel Washington, right? And when him say it, I was like, man, that's deep. Like he made a lot of sense, you know. He said you never see a U-Haul truck behind a hearse.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I
'Cause-
remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That quote right there. Like you never see a U-Haul truck behind a hearse because yo, when you die, you're not taking nothing with you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to leave everything for your kids
Yep.
and for your family. That's why you have to live a good life, you know, and just get up every day and just thank God on a daily basis because that's what
Exactly.
life is about. Because in the next 100 years, 150 years, we all right now, you know, listening to this podcast, will be history.
Exactly.
It'll be our kids just going on, and they probably remember, hey, great grandpa, great grandma, and stuff like that. You know, so you just have to get up every day and thank God on a daily basis. And
I mean, it's reality. Like today, when we went over to my mom's house, my mom's showing a picture of her parents to my kids. And she's like, you know, this is my mom and this is my dad and this is the way they used to look. And they just looked like farmers. Back in Puerto Rico, that's exactly what they look like.
yeah,
And, you know, they obviously, I've never met them. They never met them, but they at least have a memory of what they look like because of pictures.
yeah. And that's the most important thing. And trust me, one of these days, like I said, 150 years, probably 100 years from now, we'll be that grandparent or great
Yeah.
grandparent where our kids are going to tell their kids, like, look at grandma and grandpa.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
my great grandfather was Jamaican and
Hmm.
so forth. But it's the same thing when growing up in Jamaica as a kid. My grandfather like taught me a lot. And he passed away back in 2013, and he was an engineer, and he just tell me all the time, like, try to do good in school and stay away from bad company because you're known by the company that you keep.
Exactly.
When I was coming to America, my dad told me, my dad was a cop in Jamaica, and he told me, he said, listen, let's come up here, listen to your grandmother. Anything your grandmother says, she's not going to lead you down the wrong path.
Yep.
And that's what I did. And I came to America, like I said, 98, and I never got in trouble, never got a speeding ticket, none of that, because I just came up here with that mentality, like, listen, I'm coming here for a purpose to excel in life.
Exactly.
And God, like I said, God knew what was going to happen before I came here.
Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing about it is, like when you sit there as a teenager or even a young adult, you you listen to these older people and you may think that they don't know what you're going through, but in actuality they do. Because once they sit down and they tell you the experience that they've gone through, it's exactly what you're going through.
Yo, trust me, because my great grandmother back in Jamaica, she died 2014, and she was 93 or 94 years old. And she raised me back in Jamaica, and she taught me a lot, like a lot. And everything that she taught me, it fulfilled it, because I remember growing up, she used to say, boy, I'm going to teach you how to iron. I'm going to teach you how to cook. I'm going to teach you how to wash. And, to all the Caribbean people that's out there, South American people that's out there, back in Jamaica, back in South America or the Caribbean, like, you never had a washing machine. You never had like a dryer. Like, she used to bring me in the backyard. We had a pipe in the backyard. She got the big bucket and she put the dirty clothes in there, and we sat there and we scrubbed the clothes with a washing brush, and we washed the clothes, we rinse it out, and we have the line, in the backyard, and we used to just hang the clothes on the line. And like, she taught me the authentic way of doing stuff. Even with like when you cook, you need the cooking oil. We had a lot of coconut trees back in Jamaica, and my great grandmother used to get coconut off the tree, and we used to just make coconut oil from it.
Yeah.
We used to raise our chicken and our goats and our pigs and all that thing. And trust me, when they raise you that way,
It's different.
yeah, that's what made me a better man, today, because in life, you can't take nothing for granted. I tell my kids right now, I'm like, we should be happy just going to the laundry room and be able to open the washer and put the clothes in there, put some soap in there and wash it within 35 minutes, 40 minutes. The clothes is done. We could just put it in a dryer.
Yep. Exactly.
And I teach my kids, like, all my kids could wash their own clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that's living with my wife and I right now, like I said, one of them at 17, 13, and the other one at 8. And they all, like, I taught them what my grandparents and my great grandmother taught me, because this world is a cycle.
Right.
Life is a cycle, and we all have to understand that, whatever you were taught as a kid, we have to pass it on to our kids.
Yeah, you can't raise lazy children. You can't raise them like you sit there and you do everything for them, because God forbid you pass away a whole lot sooner than you expected. You don't want them looking around like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to wash my clothes? Who's going to do this for me? No, you want to teach your kids responsibility so that they don't rely on you to do 100% of the work. So if they need to go out there and start the lawnmower and cut the grass, they know what to do.
Yeah. And like I said, just like with Josh,
Yep.
that's what I taught Josh earlier, because we have like a driving lawnmower, because the yard is big to use a push mower. But I taught him how to, start the weed whacker and everything, because you have to teach your kids, the fundamentals of life
Yep.
and how to survive. You know what I'm saying? How to survive if there's no power in the house. If the washing machine stopped working, go get one of those bucket from Lowe's or from Home Depot, fill it up with water and put some detergent in there, and go sit there and go wash the clothes.
Right.
Go rinse, throw away that, the soapy water and get some fresh water and get your clothes washed and stuff like that. Because, this life, like I said, man, it's getting it's getting harder and harder day by day, and we have to stay focused. We have to stay focused on a daily basis.
Right.
And then like my mom too. My mom's taught me so much. Growing up in Jamaica. She was a teacher for about 20 something years in Jamaica, and then she migrated up to the U.S. Back in, I think 2017. I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was like 2017, and now she lives up north, up in Connecticut. And she's a teacher up there too. So, I was raised by good parents. I'm not saying, parents are bad, but I was just raised by some good parents that wanted, me and my sister and stuff like that, and my uncles, and to excel in life, because that's what life is about.
Exactly.
Staying out of trouble and excelling.
Right. Yeah. And, I obviously did not grow up in Jamaica. I grew up with electricity. I grew up with an inside bathroom. I grew up with a washing machine. So, of course, my mom, she taught me how to wash clothes and how to make basic stuff as far as cooking. I did learn how to cook as I got older. But just learning the basics, I mean, we all have to know how to do that. You can't sit there and rely on someone else to do it for you, because if you decide it and you don't want to get married immediately as soon as you leave your parents' house, at least you know what to do. You know that you can either open up a cookbook or go on your phone and look up a recipe and learn to follow directions and do it yourself.
Yeah, and there you go, talking about inside bathroom. Let me tell y'all something, right? This is no lie.
That's why I said
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Because you want me to tell the audience, like,
Yep.
listen, growing up in Jamaica, it was up until 1997 when we built a bathroom attached to the house.
I thought you were about to, forget that
No,
part.
no, listen, because growing up, we had, in Jamaica, they call it a latrine. I think over here we call it a outer house. We have to walk in the backyard, and you have like a little, you have to go in there and you have to do your thing, And even when it's like dark outside, I mean, the islands, they have frogs, and
Yeah.
you have to be jumping over frogs and stuff like that, just trying to use the bathroom. And
I guess it would be similar to like a porta potty,
it's something.
right? Yeah.
I guess so. But listen, when I remember 97, like I said, when my grandmother built that inside bathroom to the house, it was the best feeling
I
in the
bet it
world.
was.
So just imagine you were like, say, 14 years old, and you never sat on a toilet and flushed the toilet.
Oh man.
And then up until
I'm sorry,
14,
I have no clue.
trust me, and up until 14 years old, when trust me, you felt like, listen, I felt like a millionaire. I felt like, like, damn, And he used to just go in there and just flush it for no reason, just to hear that water. But I'm telling you, back to what I was saying when the podcast started, like, just count your blessings on a daily basis, man, and don't take nothing for granted.
That's right.
Don't take your parents for granted, your grandparents for granted. Don't take your friends for granted, because in today's society, like I said, man, we all need each other.
Yep.
Some people say, "Oh, me no need no friend of this, friend of that, and all type of thing." Just imagine if you're driving on the road, man, and you break down, you get a flat tire,
Yep.
and you have no friend to call, nobody to call. You don't have no AAA roadside assistance. Who are you gonna call?
Your insurance company, then they're going to charge you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, and how long it's gonna take you to get out there?
About 2 hours.
Yeah, and just imagine if say the car battery died, and
Yeah.
it's cold, it's 20 degrees outside.
You're screwed.
What if you live in in Minnesota, one of these states, Wisconsin, where it's mad cold? What's gonna happen? But if you have a friend, you could call your friend and say, "Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
I broke down here. Could you come pick me up? Can you give me a jump and stuff like that?" So we all need each other, like,
Yeah.
and like I remember what my great grandmother told me. She said, "Always live good with your neighbors."
Yep.
This is what I was taught I had to be like under 10 years old if I could remember. And she said to me, she said, "Listen, like, you don't know what if, God forbid, in the middle of the night you feel sick
Yeah.
and you need a glass of water, or you need like a cup of tea." We never had no microwave in Jamaica where I was brought up. You had to go to the stove, get a pot, fill it up with water, boil the water, and make the tea. But like I said, live good with people, because we don't know when we need somebody in our lives to call, if something happens, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that's what we have to do. Yeah.
That's right. You just, we have to rely on people. It's not that you're going to sit there and be their best friends or anything like that, but every so often, if you sit there with your neighbors and you get to know people, or even if it's not your neighbor, just someone, you never know what you have in common with people. They might like the exact same TV show as you like, or they might like some similar songs, just little simple things, just to have that open conversation with that person and just talk with them and just let that time fly, because it will, whatever you're going through, it's just going to let time fly and not let you think about what problems you have during that time period.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, we all need friends, we need family in times like these, because we just never know. You don't know what's over the horizon in
Yep.
life. You know what I'm saying? So some people just, I don't know, like, just be positive. When you meet somebody, a friend at your work, or wherever, man, just be positive. Don't go about life with negativity, because if you have that negative vibe and you say, oh, my friend back in the day did this, so I'm not going to go trust another friend. Like, don't take it out on the next person. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because that person could have the same heart like what you have,
Right.
like a giving heart and willing to, you know, to be there for you, because like I said, that's what life is about. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Exactly. And just be open to people. You don't have to tell them your deepest, darkest secrets, but just be open to people and be open to have that relationship with someone. And you know, just have a good time. That's what life is about. We can't sit here and like consistently worry about life, consistently worry about everything that's going on, because things are going to keep happening. So if we all as humans just rely on each other and try to help each other out, I think we can definitely do better in life.
Yeah, yeah. Because God made us all to be here for one another.
Yep.
Whether it doesn't matter what race you are,
Yep.
trust me, God just made us all to be here for one another. And
Right.
whenever you're going through something, don't try to hold it in and not let people know about it.
Right.
Yeah, you see somebody, if you're going through something, I'm not saying go out there and tell everybody your business. But you
No.
should be able to have a friend or a few friends. If you're going through something, you could just call them up and say, hey, I'm going through this, I'm going through that.
Yeah.
And, like whatever it is, like some people say, oh, if they're going through financial issues, they're not going to let people know about it. It's not about finances.
Right.
Because you could be going through something financial,
Yep.
but it's stressing you out. And you could go talk to a friend, and that friend might not be able to help you financially,
Right.
but he might give you a word of encouragement. Be like, yo, man, listen, just stay positive. Things is going to get better.
Yep,
There's
exactly.
always there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
And after every storm, there is always a calm. Like, there's always sunshine. Like, you never seen a hurricane. Like, I never seen a hurricane. I seen a few hurricanes in Jamaica as a kid growing up. Like, and a hurricane never lasts forever.
Nope.
Never. Like, it's impossible.
Of
If
course.
it lasts for a day, the worst part of it, it passes. Then you got to deal with the rain and the wind. Within 2-3 days, the sun pop out,
Yep.
and then you have to clean up. And that's what life is about. Life is about, it doesn't matter if you're going through ups and downs. Just pray to God, and just ask God on a daily basis to help you to overcome everything that you're going through.
You just got to keep the faith.
Just got to keep the faith.
It's hard, but you got to keep the faith. I always say, look at the glass half full and keep that faith. Because if you look at it half empty, you're just going to think of every negative thing that is coming your way and just that's happening in your life. Just there has to be some type of positivity, because it's not going to be always cloudy and
Yeah.
thunderstorm.
And thunderstorm. Yeah. So like I said, it does not matter what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? I know this podcast is going to reach a lot of people, eventually.
Right.
But it doesn't matter what you're going through. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Just have faith and pray to God, like, please God, help me to overcome whatever you're going through. And don't give up. Like, remember what the Bible says, faith of a mustard seed. That's all you need in life. If you know how small a mustard seed is, that's all you need is just that small amount of faith. Because if you tell that mountain to move, that mountain's going to move.
Yep.
If you have enough faith to tell a mountain to move, you know? So it doesn't matter what you're going through financially, if you got a lot of bills, if you can't pay your rent or your mortgage or your car note or your credit cards or whatever it is, just continue to work hard
Yep.
at it at a daily or on a daily basis, and just ask God, like, God, please, because I don't know if you guys remember the story about the footprints in the sand,
Oh yeah.
right? When it was a guy that was going through a lot of problems,
Yeah.
and when he looked down, he saw this two set of footprints.
During the good times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
during the good times.
Yep. And then
Yeah,
yeah, and then during the problem season, it was only one set of footprints. So at the end, he is telling pretty much, I think it was God, why is it during my good times I see two footprints and during my problems I see one? And God tells him, it's because during your problem season, I was carrying you. That's a really good poem.
yeah. And some people don't realize it, man. Some people say, "Oh, God, why you let me go through this?" Or if somebody passes away, like even my grandfather passed away back in 2013, like I said. My grandfather didn't bother nobody, you know? And when he passed away, I said, "Oh man, why?
Yeah.
Why?" But the Almighty God knows why.
He takes his good people.
Yeah, he knows why. So never question God,
Yep.
even if somebody passes away or whatever, or, if you're going through any type of struggles in life, don't ask God, why am I going through this struggle?
Right.
Just trying to, if you make a mistake and it made you struggle, just remember that mistake you made that made you struggle. I mean, write it down. Books
Yep.
are cheap. You can go to the dollar store and buy a book for $1.
Heck, you can write it on your phone.
Yeah,
Just pull up the notebook.
Yeah, pull a notebook. You could write it on your phone. So just get a notepad or whatever it is, or on your phone, and just write down, like, listen, on this day, this is what I did. This is a mistake I made. This is a problem that it caused.
Yep.
So you ensure it's the same thing if you're going down a road, right? And you go down that road every day, and one day you went down that road, and you popped the tire, right? And you have to take it to Discount Tire, one of these tire shops, and pay like $100 to replace your tire, right? Do you honestly feel the next day you're gonna take that same route
Nope.
to go where you're going? You're gonna try to, you're gonna try
Exactly.
to detour around that route. So life should be about that. When you make a mistake, man, if somebody hurts you, like one particular individual hurts you, you forgive them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you just make sure that whatever you do or whatever mistake you made with that person, you try your best not to let that person hurt you again
Exactly.
in that specific way.
Right.
And like I said, that's what life should be about, man. And my wife and I have been talking for a long time about a podcast. And I told her, I said, "Hey, babe, like 2024 is coming. Like I said, she has a full-time job, and we also have a store on Amazon. We have a store in Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, and we're trying our best to elevate in life. Not for us, for our kids and their generations to come.
Yep.
And that's the mentality that we all need to have, as adults. I'm not saying because we're 40 and 41, we're saying that, you know what I'm saying? But once you become a parent, that's the mentality you need to have. Life is no longer about you.
Exactly.
It's about your kids, to ensure that you pave that path, that smooth path. And even if you pave that smooth path, that doesn't mean that your kids ain't going to go through potholes. They're not going to go through turbulences. They're not going to go through trials and tribulations throughout their life. Because like I said before, this world is just a cycle. And, we just have to just remain focused, on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? But like, my wife and I really enjoyed, talking on this podcast today.
It's been fun.
It's been fun. It's been almost 30 minutes talking. And we catch y'all guys, on another podcast, another show, probably tomorrow or probably the day after. Tomorrow's Tuesday,
Yeah.
or we have to work. So probably on Friday, we'll do another podcast. All right. So y'all take care.
Have
All
a
right.
great night.
All right. Later.